Morning. Today I would like to introduce a new service, OnlineFoodBank.ca. Do you know there are almost 1 million people who use food banks in Canada? And there are 3,000 food banks that serve community members in different areas in Canada. It's an amazing service. People need food. But during the pandemic, it is not as healthy as before. It's a risk to go to a food bank. It's not only a risk for the community members who benefit from the food bank, but also it is a risk for the volunteers, for the staff, and for the other employees who handle the supply chain. So what is the alternative? The alternative is to use online system. And it's not only because of the COVID, actually. Imagine someone with disabilities. How will those people go to the food bank and try to get their food? It's not practical. How about senior citizens? Can you imagine someone trying to go to food bank? And not only for physical reasons, but also for mental, psychological reasons. Some people might not want to go to a food bank. I don't know if you have ever used a food bank. I'm not talking as a volunteer or donor or an employee. I'm talking about someone, a vulnerable person who needs to use food bank to feed his or her family. It's not a great experience, I can tell you that. It's a great service, but nobody wants to be in that position. I can assure you that. No matter how friendly, how compassionate your volunteers and staff are, community members will probably not feel 100% comfortable to be accompanied by someone who tells her how many of each shelf she can get, or nowadays we have the hampers. You don't need to worry about which product you are selecting. But this is not humane too. I'm not criticizing, and I'm saying we still need it, but why don't we make it a better experience by using this COVID-19 as an opportunity to change things in our lives, especially our philanthropic, our charitable sector. With the same amount of resources and same amount of effort, and probably with less resources, we can achieve more. So for long, I have been thinking how I can contribute back to the society, and then I came up with this idea of online food bank with my friends. So today, I would like to introduce you how the system works. Imagine that the community members don't have to go to a food bank to do their groceries. They can go online. By using their predefined credits, they can purchase whatever they want and whatever they need. And this is a very critical point, because when you give hampers, you are not 100% sure that they will need everything that is in that box. Probably not. Some people may be vegan and they might not eat the meat, or they may be Muslims and they may prefer to eat halal food, or they may not like some of the food you put in the box. And on the contrary, they may need some other food more than what you put in the box. So OnlineFoodBank.ca can change this. And I'm really surprised why we haven't started this earlier in Canada, because we have the technology, we have the resources, and unfortunately we have lots of people who needs to use food banks. So it's never too late. Now it is time to switch to this new system. Let me briefly introduce you how the system works. This is the website, OnlineFoodBank.ca. It is not a new food bank. It doesn't replace any of the food banks. It's an online platform which enables current food bank users to access to their current local food banks online. So there is one central web page where everybody can use it. But when you log in, you are directed to the subdomain of your local food bank. It's COVID-proof. It's an amazing service for senior citizens. It's a very comfortable service for people with disabilities, people with mental health problems, people who doesn't feel comfortable to go to a food bank, and for all of us, actually. It's a very practical system. Also for the managers, it allows managers to manage their inventory and to manage their operations, food bank operations, in a much better way. When you go to the web page, there is very simple login part. And no matter where you are from the Canada, you can, when you log in by using your username and password, you will be directed to your local food bank. We don't store any personal, any confidential data. We only know the usernames and the passwords. All of your data is stored in food banks or the authorized organizations. We use generic usernames like XT007 and the password. We don't know the names, we don't know the emails, we don't know the addresses, so you don't need to worry about the confidentiality of yourself, or if you are a food bank employee, the confidential data of your members. How does it work? For the community members, it has simple 5 steps. You register to your local food bank. Okay, so we don't accept registration on our website. It's not because we can't do it. We can do it, but because of the personal confidentiality, there are some authorized organizations that can register you. So we don't register you. You go to your local food bank, and your local food bank gives you a username and password. And by using this username and password, you log in to OnlineFoodBank.ca. Once you get your username and password, you come back to OnlineFoodBank.ca, and then you can log in. And your food bank also tells us how many credits you have. So we don't use dollars, we don't use credit cards, we don't use debit cards on our web page. You can do all your groceries, all your shopping by using the credits that are predefined by your local food banks. Let's say you have 200 credits. So you can use those credits to purchase any product that is listed by your food bank. Once you are done with your shopping, then based on the food bank, the capacity of your food bank and the services of your food bank, you can either select pickup or delivery. If your food bank has delivery services, you can select one of those options. And imagine yourself, at the comfort of your house, you can do all your shopping. Isn't that amazing? Why don't we offer this more humane service to all community members that need to use food banks? And for the food banks, the system is very simple too. So I was talking about the community members, now I'm talking about the food banks. The food banks, they need to register to OnlineFoodBank.ca to become member of OnlineFoodBank. Once they are member, we help them to set up their inventory and their community member list. So we need 2 types of list. One of them is inventory list, and the second one is the community member list. So usernames, passwords, and the amount of credit. And those lists must be updated on every month. So it's the only workload that is added to the existing workload of the food bank employees and volunteers, but in return, it will save a lot of time and energy and financial resources for the food banks. Once you have those lists, you send it to our staff, and our staff is almost 24 hours ready to respond to your demands. Once they receive the list, they update your web page and they make it ready for their community members. And in the fourth step, so the third step is the inventory list, and the fourth step is the community member list. So those are the two documents we expect to receive from you. Once we have them, everything is set up. Then every time one of your community members makes a shopping, you receive an order email immediately after that. But you can limit this. For example, you can say, I'm going to use food banks only on Tuesdays, or twice a month, or 3 times a month. Whatever your regulations are, we can easily implement it to our system, because it's not it's a custom designed software, so we can modify everything based on the specific needs of each food banks. So as I said, there are 3,000 food banks, and each of the food bank may have unique requirements, but we are capable to arrange this. So you receive daily orders and you receive monthly reports. And monthly reports, believe me, they are very essential for strategic management and strategic planning. It's very simple, and we will be able to offer you more information if you can contact us. Please visit our website. It's vectorsgroup.ca. I will show you so you can visit it. It's vectorsgroup.ca. So this is our website, and if you can send an email to info@vectorsgroup.ca, we will be happy to contact you and provide more information. Please remember that Vectors Group is a social enterprise. We are a business, but business is not our priority. Just like you, we try to add value to our communities. And with a centralized system, I'm 100% sure this will be a cost-effective solution for food banks. And as I always say, Canada deserves more. We have all the resources. Let's work together. Bye.